Shalom, today's May 5th, and we're in day 577 days of the war in Israel. And the newspaper says it all. Hazirot mitchamemot. Zirot are scenes, so in this case it's war scenes. Mitchamemot means heating up, from the word cham. Cham is hot. In the picture, we see the ballistic missile hit in the Ben-Gurion Airport in Israel. It's the major one in Israel, right outside of Tel Aviv. It reads here, hapitzutz, the explosion that shook the Ben-Gurion Airport. So what are the war scenes? In the center, in the heart of the country, more and more airlines are canceling their flights to Israel because of the ballistic missile hit in the airport. And Netanyahu is threatening the Houthis and the Iranians with a fierce reaction. In Gaza, another war scene. After the hard incident with two combat soldiers were killed yesterday, the IDF is continuing to prepare themselves for a large ground maneuver in Gaza. And in the north, the other war scene, Israeli forces are deepening their presence in bases in Syria, in Syria land, because of the threat over the Druze minority in Syria. And Israel hosts many Druze, and Israel is loyal to those Druze as the Druze are loyal to Israel. So Israel is protecting, or it's trying to protect, the Druze in Syria that are in major danger there, in very serious danger and conditions. Welcome to Israel, says the cartoon. In the airport, this looks like the airport in Ben-Gurion in Israel. And this is a Houthi bringing in, instead of luggage, a nice big ballistic missile. Welcome to Israel. In this short opinion article, this is Michael Oren. He is an Israeli-American diplomat. And he says to trust only ourselves, only in Israel. He's writing here about returning the strength to Israel, the Israeli strength. Since the 1950s, says, Israel has been outsourcing her security to international forces, to the UN and to other international forces. If it's down in the south, if it's up in Lebanon, we're outsourcing our security to others. And it was always proven wrong. We were always proven wrong with those, as those forces were defeated by our enemies. Even now, he's saying we're outsourcing our security in Iran to the United States. So he says, no, we should attack Iran. We should attack the Houthis and not depend on the US protecting us from those enemies. I agree. In the image, we see where the ballistic missile hit in the Ben-Gurion Airport in Israel. And here are the policemen after the incident. What we see in the back is the watchtower, the very important watchtower that every airport has, and with a slight deviation, it could have hit the watchtower or the terminal or any runway, would have created much greater damage. So this is a miracle. Here's the explosion in real time. At 9:22 in the morning, it says, there were loud sirens all over the Tel Aviv area and the larger greater Tel Aviv area, and even close to Jerusalem. We were near Ra'anana, and we heard it. We had to stop on the side of the road, get out, cover our heads, and first you walk away from the car to be safe. But then, at 9:22, after the big siren, a great sound of explosion was sounded in Namal Teufa Ben-Gurion, the Ben-Gurion Airport, and a smoke mushroom, as you say in Hebrew, was raised up to the sky in Terminal 3. So the Houthis again, they again launched a ballistic missile, and this time the Israeli defense, aerial defense, did not make it and was not successful in intercepting it. And then in the afternoon, the war cabinet in Israel decides to react and respond with a fierce response to the Houthis. So we're expecting an Israeli attack on the Houthis in Yemen, or perhaps it will be on Iran. The main headline here, ההתנגשות האמיתית בין מטרות המלחמה. The clash, the real true clash between the matarot, the targets of the war. And this is the main article here in the newspaper, and it's speaking about really the T junction where Israel is at, on one hand, or that the military pressure in the Gaza Strip will push Hamas to a deal where they return our 59 hostages, or that Israel goes for a full occupation of the Gaza Strip. The author is saying that the question is not demolishing Hamas versus a hostage exchange deal, but the question should be, is it just to sacrifice the hostages for the gap between what Israel can achieve now, which is receiving just a few hostages and releasing many prisoners and allowing Hamas to stay in control of the government, versus the achievement that Israel will receive when it will occupy big and large parts of the Gaza Strip with a heavy price for the IDF and Israel as a country. So this is where he's saying there's a real clashes between the goals of the war. I will highlight the first paragraph as well. It says the Houthi ballistic missile that exploded and hit the Ben-Gurion Airport reminds Israel of a few hurtful truths. The first one is that the war is still here, not only in Gaza, but it's in all of the area. The war is still happening in Israel. The second painful truth is that there are no hermetic successes, not for the excellent American-Israeli air defense in Israel. Why American-Israeli? Because it's a joint effort. Israel is operating American systems, as an example. The third painful truth is that with the wave of cancellations of foreign airlines in Ben-Gurion, Israel sees that there's no really interest in Israel having a long-term war. It is dangerous for Israel, for the economy, and for the society of Israel. Another point that is mentioned here, that there are still some efforts being made to bring some hostages back. This is between Qatar and Hamas and America, with Steve Witkoff still here trying to bring about a deal, but it looks very, very far. And also I'll say there is an investigation. Why did not the aerial defense succeed in intercepting this ballistic missile? It is a joint investigation together with the US military as we're using, as we said, the THAAD, which is a US system. Next, the war scene in Syria. So Israel has completed a new security strip in the heights of Syria, and the IDF has posted 9 new posts and completed it. But it says there's an illusion of calm, an illusion of peace, because just 2 weeks ago, the Syrian forces opened fire over the Israeli parachutes that were in South Syria. What is Israel doing in Syria? Why is it so important for us to create this security strip? One, to keep the Syrian forces away from the Golan, that we will not have another October 7th up in the north. Secondly, now Israel is getting a little bit more deeper to protect the Druze minority there that's being attacked, heavily attacked, and their family members live in Israel, in the northern part of Israel. And those family members are reminding the government of Israel, who promised the Druze that they will protect them, that they will protect their family members in the south of Syria. So that was what Israel is starting to do, and the Druze are pushing for this. The Israeli Druze are pushing the government to keep their promises. So that's the main story in Syria. And here on the left, there's the tragic news of the heroes that will not return. Giborim are heroes in Hebrew. Two of them are combat fighters in the combat engineering unit. The first one is Noam Ravi, 23 years old. Here he is. And it reads, Be'emet lokchim et hatovim. That's a quote. They're really taking the best. He was killed alongside his friend Yeheli Sror, 20 years old. Hayahalom hachi notzetz ba'olam. The diamond that's the most sparkly in the world. And the diamond here is the same word as the combat engineering unit that's called diamond in Hebrew, Yahalom. It's actually an acronym in Hebrew, never mind, but it's play on words here. As he was a diamond, he was serving in the diamond unit. They say about him that Yali was a very special boy. He was the salt of the earth. He was one of those people that did everything with a very big smile, never complained, helped people without even being asked. It was just a great kid. Both of them died in a tunnel in Gaza that was booby-trapped, and that explosive material was not found before they went into it. And we'll end with the last article in the economy section. The cancellations of foreign airlines to Israel because of the ballistic missile from Yemen yesterday caused El Al to increase their prices. And El Al is the main airline in Israel. And it says here, Kartis من New York, a air ticket from New York to Israel cost $2,240 US. $2,240 US. Metoraf. Crazy. Many Israelis are stuck out in outside of the country, outside of Israel. They're forced to pay a very high price because of the cancellations of their airlines. Lo tasim b'intayim, who is not flying in the meantime? And here's a list of those who are not flying, like Delta and Ryanair, Wizz Air and Air India, Lufthansa Group and Air France and United Airlines. One passenger is quoted, "It's a bummer how we're going back to the days where foreign airlines are just canceling tickets from today to tomorrow." So the Israelis are frustrated also in this front. So we hope you don't have an air ticket to Israel that was canceled, and we do hope this situation will calm as the summer is coming up. And Israelis love to travel and tourists love to come. So we'll see what the days will bring. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it with that thumb up, share it with your friends and your family. Continue to pray for Israel as the war is not ending. It's 577 days of the war, and the war scenes are many. I am Rotem Magen for All Israel News.